Who are you? I don't know, but I'm writing to you anyway. Where are you? How far in the future? Where'd you find my journal? I may never know, but you can know me from what I put down on these pages. I come from a little village in the mountains. No one has left here since before I was born. But our lives changed overnight, just a few days ago when my best friend had a prophetic dream. A vision that the elder said means this season is going to end soon. The world is about to enter a new era. A great change is coming. Everyone was afraid. I was surrounded by questions and I began to feel how little I know. What is this season that is about to end, and why is it ending? What exactly is out there that could turn the world inside out? If there are still voices singing and laughing in the wilderness, I could record them before they're gone. I also thought of my dad, who always wanted to see the outside world but never did. So, I asked if I could leave. The elder had one condition for letting me go: that I take what I collect to the museum vault, a palace of art and memory at the edge of the earth. She says it's the only place safe from the turmoil of a changing season. I hope that's where you're reading this now. I can't stop the change that is coming, but this time on Earth could live on in these pages. What it looks like, sounds like, how it feels to be alive right now. I'm writing to you at the crack of dawn on the morning I leave home. I can smell breakfast cooking in the other room, and I can hear my mom's voice.
Three, two, one. Hooray! Mr. Lotto's here.
You're up. It's gonna be a beautiful morning. I'm making progress. I found the burner, camera, breakfast is... Still gotta make a pendant. We haven't used this in so long. Good thing I saved the instructions. Just as you would use a shield to protect your body, an identity pendant protects your mind. Your thoughts, memories. We don't wear them here in the village anymore. But if you're going into the outside world, I'll feel better when you've got a pendant shielding you. Diseases of the mind, like the dream sickness. It was Dr. Fumio's. He realized that some psychedelic maladies were impossible, so he made the pendant to prevent them in the first. If you have a better idea how to protect your brain from being... Let's hear it. That's what I thought. In times of war, a pendant can be used to... Let's skip that part. Objects have two layers. The physical pendant needs to absorb both. 1. Collect a sentimental object for each sense. 2. Feel the sense and speak aloud. 3. Feed the object into... The memory will leave the speaker as it is transferred to the pen. That means I'll forget the memory after I say it. It's supposed to be painless. At least. No, you must remember that's your role. Okay, so this old tape should work for our sense of sound. I remember. You and I fell asleep listening to this tape. Your dad came home. We all rested together until it got dark. What an odd feeling. Like an absence, disappearing. The empty space fills itself back until I forget that. I'm glad I'm only losing a few memories. If I lost too many, I wouldn't even know who you are. You should pick the rest of the objects. I'll lose the memories, but you'll have them independent forever. So they should be important to you. They should be parts of your identity. You want to be sure. So think about what these items and what the memories would preserve about. Let's do smell next. Find an object with a strong odor and that holds a piece of you.
Nothing. I was born in the glow of my parents' love.
What did you choose for smell? I think you can find something with the strongest. Are you sure you want to use it? Follow your nose.
Granite, seaside, darkness. This speaks to how my mom loves me.
What did you choose for smell? Let's breathe in deep. Oh, I remember it so well. It's not as bad now. Not many children live long enough to grow up. We believed if a child could make it to the age of 9, they'd be all right. This print was made of your hand when you turned 9. Your father and I couldn't believe we really had. An old deep fear inside of me finally went away. And we saw you would just keep growing, that everything was going to be okay. Now touch. Pick something with a texture you like.
Brittle, soft, wilted. Nothing is ever lost.
So what did you end up choosing? Okay, feel the object. Your dad used to bring these flowers home from his climbs. They only grow high up and he was a great climber. I hoped after he would climb less. Maybe he always wanted to explore. And the only maybe the elder is letting you leave out of guilt for what happened to your dad. If someone has the energy to leave, he fell into the fits. We never found his body. But doesn't he rest with us at night? Doesn't he appear in our dreams? How can such a human being depart this earth without leaving behind a trace as strong as the flowers would still have this? Darling, I don't want to lose this one. I can't lose this one. Can we put the flowers back, please? Thank you.
Soft, cold, smooth. I used to see souls everywhere. Cool, round glass. I always wanted to experience new things. Waxy, papery, chewable. How I've tried to save things.
So what did you end up choosing? Okay, feel the candy. I remember. These were a present from your friend Pate. It was such a special gift that you wouldn't eat a single one. But after a while, the candy became as hard as the candy was meant to give one moment of, and you realized, we talked about this, that by trying to save them, they lost. It might have been better to just enjoy them in the moment. I'm fine. Let's do sight next. Pick something that looks nice.
An unlit tower. I was loved by people I have no memory of. My bag and Dad's camera. Ready for the great departure. Money. I always had the intuition the world could change completely. Poisoned, blue, shine. I look closely.
So, what did you end up choosing? When you were a little kid and I'd wash your pants, I'd check the pockets and find all kinds of rocks, leaves, bits of string. It happened less and less as you got older. But I remember the afternoon I thought, oh, and this dead insect suddenly, what is it in our young eyes that, why do we lose this? I don't think you ever did. For taste, we can eat breakfast and feed some to the burner. The memory I'll lose is the one we're forming, right? I want you to have it forever. We're standing here. You're having a last taste of home. Now you're protected by lost memories. A gem of home around your neck. This is my only condition for letting. You must promise me never to take the pendant off. And never tamper with it. Okay? Then I'm okay with you leaving. I think your camera and bag are still in your room. It's time to gather them up. I've lost so much. How could the world ask me to lose you too? Look at us. There we are. There we were. We'll always be right here on this beautiful morning.
I just performed a ritual with my mom. The moment has passed, but I'll record it in these pages for you, for the future. I never knew when my mom would share a memory of Dad while cooking, on a walk, with no warning. It knocked the wind out of me, Rituals take this grief and give it a shape and a story. Filling in this journal is a ritual too, but for a loss that hasn't hit us yet. I've brought tools to record the sights and sounds of this season. I'll start by recording the only place I've ever known. Public sleep music is a tradition of ours here. When the music ends, the village will begin to wake up. We have plenty of fresh water here. I wonder if it's more scarce in the outside world. Last night there was a goodbye party here in the plaza. Everyone was so afraid for me. To understand that fear, to understand where I grew up, you have to know the man standing watch over the plaza, Dr. Fumio. Last night, my friends wrote down their hopes for my trip and tied them to the branches of this tree. Remembering everything must be painful. Dr. Fumio brought peace to so many people here. Dr. Fumio and his son founded Cairo back in 776. They live on through our traditions. There are 3 murals celebrating Dr. Fumio's work. This is Dr. Fumio and his son. The statue isn't as old as it looks. The artist wore it down to give it a feeling of ancientness and the authority that comes with it. A village that was created as a place to heal. Is that where my instinct to try to help comes from? It's so strange to imagine I'll be shaped by places and people I haven't met yet. So strange to imagine that I might feel at home somewhere else. Pate loves fish, even though nobody here has ever seen one. Smells like an old man's toes dipped in cinnamon. I had to drink this gross potion last night. Like my pendant, it's supposed to protect my brain. This is a healing instrument created by Dr. Fumio. It draws on the pure mountain air. There's something eerie about an instrument that plays itself. But wind chimes aren't eerie. I think the self-playing instrument needs to imply the presence of a person who isn't there, like this one does, to be properly eerie. Dr. Fumio said the dream sickness was caused by something very powerful. He wasn't able to cure it. Caro Village is nice if you're a child or an old person. But for those of us in between, I need to leave. Pate's little daydream of leaving this place, of seeing something weird. This is the cafe where my dad used to read his poems. He wrote one for me. Maybe he wrote it for you too. The elder sought out Dr. Fumio to cure her mother, who was suffering from time misperception. Dr. Fumio was an important person, but we also just have a need to put a human face on events that are beyond our control. He may have felt just as scared and helpless as everyone else. I go fishing here with my best friend Pate, even though there's nothing to catch. We both appreciate the silence. Caro Village was founded during the modernity. Much later, Dr. Fumio arrived and remade it in his image. This flower means you're in my thoughts. The morning after the search was called off for Dad, our doorstep was covered in them.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay. How to leave home for my daughter. Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn. Do you listen for yourself? You listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now, stand. They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move, to entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.
These bikes were used by messengers a long, long time ago. Pate fixed up 3 bikes instead of 1. I can see in these letters that the outside world has extremes of beauty and tragedy beyond anything I've known. I feel nourished in these sights by the unfamiliarity of it all. These means of connection, long in disuse, are certainly telling me something about the world. Will they be used again in the next season? were right. The letter never made it. The season before this one, the war, seems so horrible. Before setting up in Kero village, Dr. Fumio roamed the land curing people. It must have been hard when he wasn't around anymore, especially for people who couldn't travel to the village. Traders used to come to the outskirts of the village. The war put an end to this. That poor baby. In the village, these cranes look like little creatures, grazing. I had no idea how huge they are. wish humans had evolved to sing instead of talk. I heard at some point the tides got less predictable. Places flooded that never had before. A crane to move materials around. The things that used to be possible. I heard that village was abandoned because of a mind disease. Not every community had someone like Dr. Fumio to perform cures. We learned about old technology in school, but not much about animals. What are these strange goat-like creatures? Are they simply goats? My first time petting an animal. I think it went pretty well. That time it felt off. I guess I had beginner's luck before? Okay, now I got it back. I'm in control. I can easily pet certain four-legged animals. I forgot what I was going to say. cycled through landscapes, seeing them for the first and last time. I had no idea when I left my home how the season would end, or more importantly, how soon. On a cold, damp day, I feel true loneliness for the first time. Nobody could have described with words how big this world is, how it goes and goes. I passed through it, where others passed before me. This person wanted the season to change. Why? Time seems to pass differently around here. I feel so heavy and so light at the same time. I'm not really alone. I'm with myself. I'm with the earth. structure dominates the landscape but wasn't made for it. It's for passing through, for moving elsewhere. They wanted the season to change because they were so lonely. One melody is like me out here alone. I can't really live like this. They kept themselves company with music. Two voices is like me and my mom. We can survive, but eventually you need more. They used the walls like I use my journal. Three voices as complex as life is supposed to be. I could listen forever. Looks like they made it out of here. But what is this group? In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I recorded before leaving home. The elder told me the story of her life. I listened back to it, ready to note down anything that seemed important.
Let's set the scene for the listener, whoever that might be. This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the plaza, saying goodbye to a dear soul. We're here to see if there's anything useful in my mind that could help you on your trip. A century's worth of memories, dreams, fantasies, visions. Like a big, old, haunted library. When I die, this library will burn down. But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers. But I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there. It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you've gotten a firm hold on it. But as long as you're there to witness it, to take it down in your journal, you and others to come will someday take the time to make sense of it all. I heard, somebody told me, you want to capture what it's like to be alive during this season, for the future? And you want to understand why and how the season is going to end. The season of my youth is long gone. But I can tell you what that season was like and what I know about how it ended. First, I got old. That's an important. Being an elder is all about how you react to strain. The key is not to be surprised, but kind of frown and say something like, "It begins." Never say, "I don't know." Say, "We dive into a pool of uncertainty." I was born on the ocean. My mother and father worked on a cruise ship. The short-lived but glorious, watery, floating cities. Most won their independence by the time I was born. How can I describe them? They were a jewel of the golden season. Pleasure boats with a radical political program. How nice. The golden age was a time of flags, logos, mottos. My mom taught me to read them. She was the ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer. Recycling on the ship was a matter of life and death. We had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy. My grandparents, like they changed it like we change our wardrobe. So it was a different answer every time. But they often said we were exiled royalty from a secret. Or we were exiled from the mouth. When they were older, they just said, we're from here. We're from right now. I loved the way the ship would tilt, especially as I fell asleep. Picture me as a kid in bed. It was like being rocked to sleep. I loved exploring the ship, wandering through the suites, the swimming pool. There were two, a large, elegant one. A lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, and so forth. Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war. That was the end of the war. I heard the dance hall in the basement. It took me half my life to say goodbye. Imagine me and my parents and everyone I knew by a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess. I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out. But they knew, I guess. Even as things got bad, I couldn't. It's easy now to look back. The internationalism of the Golden Seas. You can be naive about all kinds of things. Most of my life has been spent in isolated. The one moment I was in the wild, you couldn't pick a more chaotic time. And we had been warned this season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning. You see, one night, a lot shimmering above the water. Later, we found out this was an ancient war. It hadn't been used in so long. We just thought, we tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the prismatic grounds. I thought it was all temporary. I couldn't see how things, but I was sure. Aside from that delusion, are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on. Okay, so conditions in the camp were getting worse. My mom got lost in thought. She'd be completely still for hours, days. We realized she caught, well, now we call it time misperceptions. It's when you lose your ability to tell. A minute can feel like an hour. A day can pass in 10 seconds. We don't know exactly. Our consciousness is delicate. There are minerals and sounds that Dr. Fumio's greatest fear was that we heard about a traveling doctor who could cure these kinds of diseases. I decided to go find him. I found out his name was Dr. Fumio. People talked about him like he was a god. I described my mom's condition to him. He said there was no cure yet, but there was a village high in the mountains. He thought it was high enough he'd have a better chance at treatment. Lower places are more dangerous. Valleys are the worst. He invited me to join them in going to the village, but I wanted to go back and get my parents and bring them with me. I packed my things and got ready to leave the next morning. That night, my mom came to me in a dream. She was standing in a field of flowers. I'd grown since I last saw her. We were the same height. She pressed a finger hard into my palm. She taught me well. I knew the meaning of it. I knew no matter what I did, I'd never see my parents again. In the morning, I told Dr. Fumio I would follow him. The next few weeks were very physically tiring. And when we found the village, Fumio brought sick people from all over the world, and they got better. The treatments worked. Everyone was healing. So I could not. One day, we got word the war was over. We never found out how it ended. It was like peace just swept over the earth in a split second. There was a party in the plaza to celebrate the end of the war, but I couldn't bring myself. Yes, it was over. But it'd take that night, as I felt the bed tilt and sway gently, as if it was being tossed on the waves of the ocean, as if I was back in my bedroom, as if I was back in my mother being rocked gently. I knew I was finally home, and nothing could hurt me.
I imagined coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling a valley, looking for a way in. This valley is asking people for a visit. I should oblige it.